Hi, and welcome to MAT0029 Developmental Mathematics for Statistics and Liberal Arts. This orientation contains an introduction to the class as well as how to navigate it. But to get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Wendy Pagoda, and I'm your instructor. My background is in applied mathematics, specifically economics and statistics. And I've been teaching at Hillsborough Community College for about 17 years. And I've been teaching full-time at the South Shore campus since about 2011. The purpose of this course is to prepare you for statistics, STA 2023, and liberal arts math, which is MGF 1106, topics in mathematics, and MGF 1107, explorations in mathematics. So let's just jump right in and I'll show you how to navigate the class. So to get started in the class, just click Start the Course Orientation module. You'll want to read through this page and also download the syllabus. The syllabus contains important information about the course, such as the grading policies, your instructor contact information, what the class is all about, what assignments are required. And at the end, there are the due dates, what I call a tentative lecture and course schedule. So please make sure you read this as it lays out the expectations of the class. When you've completed that, click Next, and you can start the orientation quiz. This quiz is just a quick check to make sure that you've completed the orientation and read through the syllabus. When you finish the quiz, click Next, and it will jump right into Introduction to the First Week. Click Next, and you'll begin the first lesson. This lesson is called a quiz, but it's really not a quiz. It's just a normal lesson, kind of like what you might experience in a face-to-face class, an overview of what's going to be covered, some descriptions of some definitions, maybe some examples. Some of these lessons will have a video to watch as well. And then at the end, there's something called Take the Quiz. This is not really a traditional quiz. You have an unlimited number of attempts. It's more of a checkpoint exercise to make sure you understand the basic ideas of the lesson. One option is if you feel comfortable at the beginning with the topics, the lesson goals that are going to be covered, and you think you know that stuff already, that's fine. Just take the quiz and check yourself. If you get 100% on the quiz the first time, then you can skip it. Otherwise, you might want to go back and read through some of that material. After you take the quiz, click Next, and we'll go to the next quiz. And this is basically the structure of the class. You don't have to go through the whole course in one sitting. In fact, that wouldn't even be possible. So the idea is that each week what you want to do is, starting from the home page, click on Modules. And the modules contain everything that's required in the class. So where we just were was this whole week 1, lesson 1 and quiz using additive identities. So if that's the last one you completed, then when you resume the course, maybe the next day or a few hours later, you'll go to week 1, lesson 3 and quiz, etc. So what's expected each week is in each week's grouping, or what we call a module. Most weeks have maybe about 5 to 10 lessons in them, and most of those lessons will have quick checkpoint quizzes. Every week has a homework as well to complete, with the exception of the midterm and final exam week. Some weeks have maybe more than one homework to complete, just to divide it up into 2 smaller groups. And then many weeks also have an additional activity. So for the first week, there's a discussion board, just to introduce yourself. So I started this off with a quick introduction to myself, to reply, to post your own response, and participate in the discussion board, just click reply and introduce yourself, and then click post reply. One more thing I'd like to point out is on the course homepage, there will be announcements at the top. I'll update these announcements usually about once a week. To see the announcement, just click. These announcements are usually fairly short, but they often contain very important information. Tips for success for that week, maybe important deadlines coming up. So just please make sure you read those announcements. A few more quick tips. On the left, in this navigation pane, there's also something called Academic Success, which links you to the various different campuses' academic success centers, free tutoring, and also Smart Thinking Online Tutoring, which is an online tutoring resource for you. At the bottom, there's also something called Honor Lock. So two of the assignments required for the class is the midterm and the final exam. Just to preserve academic integrity, these exams are proctored, but you can do this in the comfort of your own home for free. All you need is a webcam and a microphone. And closer to the exam dates, I'll explain how to actually take the Honor Lock exams, but here's the link to actually the Honor Lock tool. One more quick word of warning. On the home page of the course, on the right is a list of to-do activities, and towards the bottom is also a list of activities that are required for that week. In fact, this is every activity for the whole semester. Even though these resources are available to you, I'd still recommend clicking on modules to access each week's lessons, as these are not actually in any particular order. So you might, for example, in this first week, you see that the homework for week 1 is before the actual lessons that the homework covers. So just so you don't get confused and things progress in a logical fashion and you can follow what's going on, just go through the modules. It'll be much simpler. If you have any questions, please, 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 you can always ask me. There's a inbox feature here, which you can use to send me a message. And if you'd like to ask your classmates what they think of something, you can use the ask a question discussion board, which you can also access here through this discussions. All right, so if you have any questions, please reach out, and I hope you all have a wonderful semester.